Hey guys, Trevor and I am back bringing you another Minecraft video. And today in this video, I'm going to be showing you 10 cool things that I think will be cool. Now, this isn't, 10 cool things that are going to come. I do know a few things that are going to come eventually. I might make a video on that. If you do want to see one of them videos, then leave it in the comments below. But right now, I'm going to show you 10 cool things that I think will be cool, and all these things are kind of stuff we've already had, yet not had for a very, 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 very long time. So, yeah, I'm going to show you them now. The first cool thing that might come in the future is a new ore, because the last ore we had was the nether quartz ore, which is not really too much of an ore, because all you do mine it and it turns into a block, and it's just a decoration block. That's all you think of it as you can't do anything else with it except for make daylight sensors and daylight sensors and what's it? Is it comparator? I think you can make it out of comparators. But basically you can't really do anything else. You can't make any tools out of it or anything. So I think a new wall that you can do that is really, really cool, because we've not had one of them in ages. So I think one of them will be cool, and a pretty strong one in a way. And this one would be found in the nether. Because we only have the nether quartz ore in the nether, and I think this one will be incredibly rare. It will be like the diamonds, or even rarer, of the nether, which I think would be a really, really cool thing. Because first of all, you have to find diamonds, get your diamond pickaxe to mine this. This is one of the only blocks other than obsidian that can only be collected with a diamond pickaxe. So I think that'll be a cool new addition for the diamond pickaxe to have another cool advantage, because that way you can get something that's even better than diamond stuff by just a little bit, but still better. And I think that would be really cool. And the reason this is better is not because it's stronger. It's actually pretty weak. It's actually the same as stone stuff. And this is only with the stone sword. However, the other tools will be better within stuff like diamond radius. It will be as good as diamond, or maybe even better. But the sword will be different. It will be pretty much as good as stone, but it could break through armor. So basically, your armor would do nothing. It's completely useless armor. You might as well not even have the armor, because this sword will just break through it as if it was nothing. It's not going to break the armor, not going to waste any durability of the armor. In fact, it would just do nothing to the armor, but just acts as if it was not there, which I think would be really cool, because then no matter how good the armor is, that's just completely gone. It's just a stone sword then against someone with no armor, which I think would be really cool for tactics. I think that would be cool, because right now it's just have the better sword and then you've beaten them. That's all you would need. There's barely any tactics, which is really bad. So let's move on to number 2. Number 2 is the sword and the weapons and the tools. So this would be the new ore as well. And also I did think of a name, which would be something like Nether Crystal, I think, and a little less pinkish the ore, maybe a bit more purpley / red kind of thing. I think will be a really cool one. And you'd have your sword, you'd have your pickaxe, and then I just thought it would be really cool to do something different. And when you break your nether crystal ore, you get little stuff like a nether quartz, just not exactly like it. I don't want it to be too much of a copy. I just didn't want to design it. I thought that would be cool for someone else to do. And then basically that would be used if you do it in a 2x2 grid in a crafting table. Would make your gem, which you can see on the far right there, which I think would be a really cool idea, because then that would be what you need. So you need 4 of these just for one. However, the ore would give you multiple ones. It'll give you maybe, you've got a chance of getting 1, 2, or 3, and 3s if you're looking at fortune would increase the chances, which I think would be really cool, because then fortune would get you a lot of these really cool stuff. So the pickaxe, axe, and shovel would do really quick damage, really quick stuff. However, it is maybe the same durability as iron, yet slightly quicker than diamond. And then a sword, as I told you, as much damage as a stone sword, yet cuts through armor, because that gives more tactic into the game. At number 3, we have the nether quartz armor, because so far we've done all nether quartz, so I'm thinking do a little bit more with it, just to get it out of the way. So let's do armor. and when you use this armor, it's slightly better than iron, it's slightly worse than diamond. I think that would be cool, because then, you know, getting the armor would be really cool. So it's either that or better than diamond, what I think. I think it should be a cross between the two, but that's really cool. I don't want to take all the ideas. This is for your imagination to expand on. I'm just giving you the basic idea. Next on our list, fourth, skipping straight from the nether quartz, nether crystal, is our bow. And it's a new bow because we only have one bow, which is really annoying. I think an obsidian bow will be really cool because obsidian is not used for any tools or weapons at all. Which is really frustrating because it's only really used for defense, as stopping TNT and making a nether portal. And that's basically it. I think it would be much better if there was some kind of weapon out of it. And I think a bow would be the perfect time to introduce that. And I'm going to show you later about how to make the bow and basically, you know, just how you would actually end up getting it. But what it would do is it would give you slowness. And I know there are slowness arrows in 1.9, but this without a slowness arrow would still give them slowness. So that's a little bonus, and it lasts an incredible length of time. Yet it basically does the same amount as a normal bow in damage, but it's going to be slightly better. And you know, just in case you are really bored in your world and you just want to be slightly better, an obsidian bow would be a lot better. So I guess that would be something to improve on, but it's going to be really difficult to get. Next, there's a new mob, because we've not had a new mob. I don't think it was the last update we had one, but I think pretty much now we've had all the mobs. There are no new mobs in the game right now, and there's not going to be a few for a while. Except for 1.9 there was a few mobs, but there's no new overworld mobs that are probably really difficult that drop something decent. Because we've had a baby zombie, which isn't very good, a zombie with armor and a skeleton with armor, but that's pretty much just the same mob. We've had, you know, and that's just not really new, and then baby zombie does nothing. A witch doesn't really drop much, and it's just too difficult to take down. So I think a new mob here would be really cool, because I think it would be cool to have a mob kind of cross between a raptor and something, and you know, just some mythical mob would be incredible. So this isn't really the best design. I was trying to rush, so I'm sorry that it looks bad. But what it would do is it's really fast. It's as fast as a Swiftness 1 player. So I think that would be really good, because you have to get Swiftness 2 to outrun it. And it can jump 2 blocks. It's pretty weak, but breaks through all armor as well. Because, you know, more tactics like, oh no, armor does not matter. We've got to go with just killing it straight away. It has a fair bit of health, about a little less health than an Enderman. So that's quite a lot. And I just think that kind of mob will be really cool, but it can also only spawn in caves. So that's going to be really cool. And it has to be at a really low light level. So, you know, you could kind of make a farm out of these guys. But why would you want to make a farm, you ask? Maybe to get their drop, because their loot is their flesh, and it's kind of their scales. So, you know, what could the mob be? I have no idea. I just quickly thought Arter because of Raptor, so that's the ter out the end of it, you know, for the Arter, and then armor because it breaks through armor. Yeah, kind of get it, whatever. Doesn't really matter. But you could get the Arter scale skin, and that would be really cool, because what would it do? Well, basically, it would be used to brew, yes, brew a new potion. There's going to be a new potion, because we don't have that many potions. Well, we actually have a lot of potions, but we don't have many fighting ones you use. You use a lot to yourself, but other than that, no one really uses harming because it's not that effective. No one really, you do use poison sometimes, but it's a waste of inventory space. I think this would definitely not be a waste of inventory space, because this would be really difficult. Because of how rare an Arter would be, because it would have to be really difficult to spawn in. I just think you have to make it really rare. So these potions are really difficult to make, so that when you make this potion, you have to mix the Arter scale skin with a blaze powder, and then you will get this. So you can splash on somebody, you know, a potion that makes their armor completely pointless for however long the potion lasts, for however long you make it. And that means the nether crystal sword is pretty much useless in that sense, but that's because this is so difficult to get. so you're going to be struggling to get it. So you might as well get the best diamond sword you can to defeat your enemy in pretty much one hit. You could do if you get it strong enough, maybe 2 hits, something like that. And I think that will be you know, people trying to fight mobs for a different reason, because most people just fight them to get rid of them. They rarely try and get these mobs. Sometimes an Enderman with a skeleton, stuff like that, but a new one will be really cool. Next on the list is how to make an obsidian bow. Simply by getting 9 obsidian and then putting it all in a crafting table, smelting it, and then you will get this ingot. And when you put the 9 obsidian together, it makes a hardened obsidian block, which can be smelted into an obsidian ingot. 3 of these will make your bow along with some string. So that will make your bow really difficult to make, but if you get enough obsidian, you've got yourself a pretty good bow. Getting close to the end, on number 9, we have a new enchantment, because we've not had a new enchantment in a very, very long time. And this enchantment will probably be one of the rarest, and that would be helping you stop against the potion or anything that allows you to basically completely cut through armor. This will help boost it, so it can go up to 3 levels, 1, 2, and 3. And at 1, it will do a fair good job at stopping you from being able to cut through armor. And this will be only for armor. Obviously, it's not for any weapons or tools or anything. Just for armor. And you know, level 2 will be better. Level 3 would be nearly, you know, making it completely useless. So that's a new enchantment for your armor you could be hoping for. Which I just think a new enchantment like that for all these new stuff would be really cool, because all these new stuff that possibly could come in the future, if this stuff does get out, that would be incredible. You know, making armor useless and then trying to make it so your armor can't be useless is really cool. Like, oh, how do I do this? I need to get this to then make this and get this, and you know, it'll be really difficult. But I think it would do a lot to stop people being bored in a PvP like that. And you know, once you're in a PvP for too long, it's like, oh, I'm the best. It's really boring. But now you got to try and get this book. You got to try and now get this, or you got to try and defeat these mobs. You got to try and do all this stuff whilst other people improving whilst you're doing this. So bring a whole new aspect into the game, which would be really cool. And finally, on our list, we have a new dimension, because currently we have 3 dimensions, and I think we need a new dimension. And it's kind of a new dimension in the overworld. So what it is the, you know, other dimension. So we have the overworld, or otherworld. Some people call it the other things. I can't remember what it's actually called. I think it's called overworld. But I think a new dimension that's kind of cross between the overworld would be really cool. Now you guys might be like, what is the point of this dimension? Well, first of all, this could bring in some new blocks. Trying to make this dimension will be really cool. But what would happen is it'll be a few small bits tall in the sky somewhere in your world, which will be really difficult to find. And basically, there would be a portal there, and you have to defeat these 2 guards. And this is just a very, very quick mock-up design. So I know it looks absolutely horrible, but I think something like you know, really cool version of this, really big, really difficult to take down. You need like full diamond armor and that to just try and take it down. You know, that would be really cool, because then you would basically just try and annihilate these guys. And if you do manage to do that, you finally lock the dimension. When you unlock the dimension, you go in it, you come back out, and you're in the same world, except it's the other world. So it's your exact world, yet very, very few things are different, such as pigs blow up, creepers drop pork chops, skeletons can fly, bats shoot bow and arrows. You know, some really crazy stuff that shouldn't normally happen in the world. So it looks normal, but really is completely different. And I think that would be really cool to just kind of think about. So, you know, if that could be added, I think that would do so much to the game. Just this one thing could add a lot, because a new dimension would be really cool. That kind of adds a lot to the overworld, as well as the current, as well as the other world, would be really cool. And there would be a boss here that spawns in the spawn. So in the spawn area, a new boss would spawn that is pretty much a really difficult one of these guys, but you know, flies and all that. No, it doesn't fly actually, because we already have 2 bosses and both of them fly. So one that doesn't fly, and it spawns miniature versions of these. So you know, it'll be difficult to take down, but not as difficult as these 2 guards. So I think that'll be really cool. Also, my phone just went off there, but anyway, let's thank everyone for watching. If you did enjoy this video, and you do enjoy these things, I'd like to see what you guys think will be cool for the future of Minecraft, what you guys want to see, and also if you do want to see a few cool things that are going to be coming in the future of Minecraft, because Mojang, Forge Studio, have planned the next 3 years of Minecraft, except for a few minor things that people can suggest. So if we get any of these things up, that will do a lot. So if you guys do want to spread the word, thank you very much. But anyway, that's all I want to say for this video. I'd like to thank all of you for watching, and all I want to say is chop out, bye.